Hello everyone, this is Lucy05 and welcome to the Comic Central Toy Review. And today's video we'll be looking at a vintage toy review on a 1995 release by ToyBiz of the Iron Man Series number 1 of the action figure review, just to commemorate the Iron Man 2 movie that was released not long ago on a specific character, the Whiplash character, and we'll be reviewing on the Blacklash action figure review. Now I got this figure complete, of course without the packaging, for 10 ringgit, which is a very good deal. Now let's take a look at the employee tag. This is an employee tag. When I say employee tag, because you got the start logo on the top, everything is in gold there, start logo SE, you got the palm print there, you got the image, the employee image on the front there. I'm not too sure why they would put the character bio on an employee tag for Star Enterprise is beyond me, especially on a supervillain. Now at the back here you got the clipper. You're supposed to clip it in front of your pocket, just like an employee tag, which is kind of weird. So you got the image of the animation version, the animated version of Blacklash. Here you got the red fonts that read Blacklash, and the top corner here that says TM for trademark. I'm not sure why they wanted to put it on the sticker. Real name is Mark Scariotti. Now, those who never read the Marvel comics before or know very little about the character itself, Ivan Vanko in the Iron Man 2 movie is not the original Whiplash. That's Crimson Dynamo. Mark Scariotti is the original Whiplash. Now, his powers, this section stated, in addition to his whip which can shatter even steel, Blacklash possesses nunchuck that emits sonic blast, an anti-gravity bolo, and electro gauntlets. Blacklash always adds a surprise for every battle. Bottom part at the profile reads, using his skills to build his high-tech weaponry for the Mandarin, Scariotti rose through the ranks of Mandarin's mercenary forces, becoming the lethal agent Blacklash. Now compare this profile, this animation profile, to the Marvel comic version. Totally way off. Well, sort of. Scariotti, or the Whiplash back then, when he was working for the Magia in the first place, as an engineer, he invented the cybernetic whip, and then left the Magia, donned in a costume and fought against Iron Man. He actually won in that battle. Actually won a few more times either. Then later on, Iron Man came back and actually defeated the character. Whiplash went into a fit of depression, and every time he faces Iron Man, he lost confidence, or being a coward or whatsoever, he gets defeated or whatsoever. Then in the later series, he decided to get a new look, telling people that he's crazy, telling people he's more meaner, unpredictable, change his costume rather than the blue here, or the original costume would be in brown, changing his costume into black and calling himself as Blacklash. That's how he got his name. The animation, however, is more in dark blue. So yeah. Now, speaking of the character, let's take a look at the the weapons or the accessories. You got the cybernetic whip and the nunchuck. This is the cybernetic whip and the nunchuck here. Now, I'm not too sure if you guys can actually see the details. There's a little bit details there, but not much. That's the nunchuck. Funny thing is, they give you two weapons, despite that there is actually one weapon per se. Now, those who never read the comics, you got the cybernetic whip. Now, for him to use the cybernetic whip is usually for mid-range combat, but when he is forced in a close quarter combat, he retracts the whip itself back to the handle, and he grabs hold at the two tips of the handle itself and pull from the middle, pop out the sort of like chain and turn it into a nunchuck. So it is a very nice touch. You actually got two weapon accessory, but technically it's actually one weapon. Go figure. Now you got the cape itself. There's no pegs or anything. It just fits nicely at the back. There's a hole here to fit through the lever. Now let's take a look at the figure itself. Now the sculpt of the figure is actually not really that interesting. The latest series, because this is series number 1, the latest series has a much more interesting sculpt. This is very bland looking. You still got the face, you got the hair sculpt there, you got the muscles going on, glove, it's all pointy, you got the pouch there, but overall the figure looks very bland looking. Even the paint job is very bland looking. But you have to admit, it's actually animated accurate. Except for the hair, it's more luminous. Now let's take a look at the articulation. Head can turn 360 degrees. With the cape on, he can only turn left and right. Kind of ironic. Then the arms. Arms can turn 260 degrees if you twist it. But due to the gimmick itself, it was supposed to do something like this. Right arm goes downward, left arm goes upward. Leg here can go forward and bend at the knee, like so. It's actually not bad, but the biggest problem about this figure itself is that the feet is not aligned straight. See that? So every time you pose the figure, it just falls. Falls. One more time, for the show, for the audience, falls. So, it's kind of bad. Now let's equip him with all his accessories. Let's try the gimmicks. I love gimmicks, no matter how lame they are. He's fully equipped with all his weapons, despite that his whip is actually one weapon, but he's holding two of them. Yes, well, probably a spare. So, by pushing the lever, he is, well, beating you with a nunchuck and whipping you with his whip. And that's about it. So, overall, if I'm gonna give a rating of this figure, he's really bad. He's bland looking. He can't stand on his own. Paint job is kind of questionable with the luminous paint. But overall, it is still mostly look like a, well, animated accurate. So if I'm gonna give a rating of this figure, I'd say I'll give it a 3 out of 10. It's not because it doesn't look great. He looks alright. He looks bland. The biggest problem with me right now with this figure is that he just can't stand. I have problems trying to display him in my cabinet. It just keeps on tipping over. He has to stand in the one corner or back to the wall. So, thank you all for watching this video. This is Lucy05 and I'm signing off.